Because you can have a social influencer who's known for comedy. Let's say started from Vines and everything like that. So now everyone knows this person as a comedic person. And so now when you have movies like, we want this person, they're going to bring them in to be funny. And which means typecasting. And in my eyes, typecasting is almost the death of an actor.
No, if you understand the business side of acting, just milk it, because it's going to happen to maybe 90%, 99% of us.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Yaku.
And welcome back to Department Spotlight. It's a show where we talk to our friends and colleagues about, doing what they do best in the film industry or theatre industry or whatever applies to their field.
Today, we will be revisiting acting with three of our friends and colleagues from our previous movies. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. I'm really excited to get into this. We already did an acting podcast a while ago, but that was sort of like a actors asking actors questions. So this is going to be from Mark and I asking actors questions. So I'm really excited. I think it's going to be really cool. And all of our actor friends have been in Looped Pictures films before. So it's like a reunion.
My name is Adrienne Cameron Ellis. I am an actress. I was in New York for about 2 years. I've been in South Africa for 11 months now in the industry. So hopefully gonna go somewhere.
Well, my name is Leslahanolo Mukhampanyani, but most people just call me Lolo for obvious reasons. And I am an actor.
Okay, hi, I am Kashifa Adams. I am a recent graduate of the Wits School of Arts, of course, the drama department. I am an actor. I also dabble in directing, stage managing, writing. So, have my fingers in as many pies as I can.
Good casting, like you can have a film like Roma, for example, and they spent, ages casting and then they found... But she's a sort of quote unquote no name. But, I suppose, casting
Amazing,
is...
Casting is extremely important.
Yeah, I just mean in terms of this whole casting people who are unknown, especially in today's climate with social media. I don't know if Lolo, Adrian, you guys have ever been asked to fill out how many Instagram or Twitter followers you have on a casting sheet before.
Yes.
And so many roles that deserve excellent actors will be given to somebody based on their social media following or how much they're able to market a television show, simply because they're able to do just that using their following, So it's it becomes very difficult coming into the industry as a quote unquote nobody, because you have to now break through so many other different barriers other than the fact that nobody knows you.
Yeah, you can't just be a good actor anymore. You have to,
you have to be a popular actor.
Was always, but acting, it was always, there was the business side of acting, and then there was the acting side of acting. But now it's like as if is the acting, the business, and social media, and it's like so much bigger than the others. I don't know, it like overshadows almost everything I do these days.
Yeah, it gets frustrating sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and I think if it would become less frustrating, I mean, it's weird for me to make this suggestion, but I think if now, because the social media has become an aspect of our careers, if it would become more acceptable for actors to have an influence on social media. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, people start losing respect for actors who are active on social media and show us what they had for breakfast and all of that jazz. And I think amongst actors in our industry, not even just amongst actors, amongst everyone really, is for it to become more acceptable for that to be an okay thing to do, to be a social media influencer and an actor, because now they come hand in hand and there's no way we can avoid it.
But you know what is also strange? I think at the moment, if you see someone that's a social media influencer that's on a movie set or something like that, then you're just like, you have this bias already towards them that they just got the role because they got followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily the case. They might be absolutely fantastic, but then again, that limits them because they have been seen now by maybe thousands and thousands of people that are like, oh, this is great, and then that's kind of where it stops, because what other director is going to be like, okay, there are other directors that are going to do it, but very few are going to be like, you know what, I also want to put my movie out to these specific people that follow this specific actor, or something like that. I've never really seen a social media influencer go into acting full time. They are still a social media influencer,
And what do you think about, just hearing that, what do you think about, I don't know, this might be a strange question, it doesn't apply, but I always think about the sort of identities that people create on social media. And I was thinking about how that may relate to like typecasting. Do you think that a
Oh,
social media influencer
Absolutely.
that creates an identity for themselves online can almost like typecast themselves?
Yes.
most definitely.
Yeah.
That is the one dangerous thing, because you can have a social influencer who's known for comedy. Let's say started from Vines and everything like that. So now everyone knows this person as a comedic person. And so now when you have movies like, we want this person, they're going to bring them in to be funny.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
every movie they
Mhm.
go into next is just going to be them being that comic relief.
Mhm.
And which
Exactly.
means typecasting. And in my eyes, typecasting is almost the death of an actor.
No, if you think about it, someone like Kevin Hart is doing, well, he was doing very well a few years ago, but he's still doing pretty well. And he started as just improvising in comedy. He's big.
Definitely.
But he always plays the same guy.
No, but this is my point. Like, okay, so if you understand the business side of acting and you realize that this is a real dangerous trap that I might fall into, just milk it, because it's going to happen to maybe 90%, 99% of us.
As creatives, we get really upset at the typecasting thing, but as people who need to eat and live, the typecasting thing can be a really good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
Where's the onus on sort of defeating the typecast? Because whenever I think about typecasting, I always just think about like, I don't think it's just I think it's a lot of filmmakers just like not being interesting enough. Because if you think about, I always think about Adam Sandler in, I always thought he wasn't sort of very good. And then obviously like Punch Drunk Love, My Robert Stories, and Uncut Gems, these directors like Paul Thomas Anderson like saw something in him that other people didn't, and were able to like cast him in something else, and then be able to like show that range. So I think typecasting is also like a two-way street as well, because
True.
I suppose it ties into the sort of business side of things of, the actor does that thing, therefore that's the product that they sell, that specific thing. So I suppose it's also like as you said, the business side kind of
Yeah,
affects
no,
it.
but you have
But it's
a
also a
good
good
point
thing,
there.
as you say, because, gotta eat.
Gotta eat,
But also,
if you sorry, I'm just thinking of these platforms that we have now: Netflix, Showmax, HBO, which you can't get in South Africa. They all invest some amount of money into the directors that someone pitches something to them, and then they're like, yes, here's money, make it. And then it can turn out absolutely fantastic, or it can not turn out that great, but the guarantee of you actually getting viewers on those platforms are pretty big. And in a way that gives us some freedom to make more. But then, as Mark said, the thing comes in again is, creatives are becoming lazy because there's so much, and we just want to create more and generate more. And now we're like, oh, okay, we know that's a good actor for this type of role. Just bring them in.
And that's it for this conversation about acting. Thanks so much to Kash, Adrian, and Lolo for participating in such a great conversation. I hope you really learned something.
Thank you so much for listening to this extract from our conversation all about acting. Remember that if you want to listen to the full version of this podcast, you can check it out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else that you listen to your podcasts. And also, if you did enjoy this podcast, maybe consider smashing the like button for us. And while you're down there, might as well just click subscribe. We release a new podcast every month, as well as a new video on every Tuesday and every Friday, with a new short film on the first Friday of every month. So until next time, go out there, stay safe, make your movie.